Erudia, an ancient land where gods walk among men. A living, breathing, high fantasy world that we want to put into your hands. But we cannot do this alone. In order to bring you back to what tabletop is all about, combat, exploration, adventure, we need your help to bring it to life. By supporting us on Patreon, you can support this project and the cast of Moonskull, with our promise that we will answer to the only people that matter. You. Legend Seeker. Your legend starts here. Forge your path. Shape your destiny.
Look at you people. I don't have a single cat on my lap right now. I am happy because I can move my legs. Let me check my sound here. I think it's good. Good. All right. I'm Frost, and I just scarfed down a whole bunch of food after a walk. So I'm here to do some lore writing. If my brain shuts down like it seems like it just did, I may do some map making too. We'll see. But yeah, I'm working on lore for the Godlands, the setting of Legend Seeker, that thing up there. That logo you can see, the role-playing game. And that's what I'm up to. Or down to. Or something. What do you mean, you people? That was, oh man. Okay, you two. Got it. You're offended. Got it. Very nice. I was playing around with Suno as well because I was like, oh, I want to play something to just listen to. I want to make a song just to hear. And the first one was actually pretty good, except some of the words that it made up. I'm like, it's like, okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's pretty good. Would have beaten you on PC, Chrysanth, both because it's always ahead by like 5 seconds and can type faster. Oh, she got you. She edged you out there. Bam. Let's see if I click on this. Go. I'm gonna listen to this song again and see how it is. All right. I was working on some more Godkin because they were on my mind since yesterday. So I moved a few things around, put a few more bits and pieces here and there, and I added a couple more. Sometimes. Where am I here in terms of this thing? I can't find the part of the Discord channel I'm even looking for here. Music, there it is. Oops, I can type. I can type all the words. Uno. All right, in the music channel, I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna throw this MP3 file in here. All right, there we go. It's called Eclipse of the Fates. So there you go. If you want to listen to a crazy, energetic, dreamy, operatic song, it got a little strange. But some of it's pretty good. Some of it I liked a lot. It's getting very good at creating voices that can really hit like ranges and notes. All right, there we go. Let's see. I was typing about Ari and Asa, son and daughter of Xander, the god of light and justice, and his mortal consort Valentina. These two embody the dual facets of his nature. Yeah, when you get to the part where the female voice is in there, in like the bridge, it's pretty interesting. I was like, wow, I wonder how I can like isolate that part that it wrote and keep that in the song. Let's see his. Where did I put my other note here? There we go. We'll rewrite it this way. This one's. I don't know. Scardy is kind of funny. Scardy. This is the note I was reading. I'm trying to remember. There was. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Ooh. Don't want to work anymore today. Just was handed extra work to do tonight for the second job. No, feline, sorry. Pokemon Za Online is very chaotic. Oh, have you played PvP near A rank? Oof. Sounds like it'd be crazy out there. What would be the word for this? How many? Writing up Ari and Asa, they're slightly different because they're both children of Xander, the god of justice and light. But he was Giant's Bane. He was the Steely Eye, the firm hand of divine justice, and we'll say swift hand of divine justice. Killed by Grixter in the God Killer War, his legacy shines through in the Order of Knights to try to carry on his work to this day. Asa is the epitome of Xander's more forgiving side. Fairness, making certain the justice delivered meets the severity of the crime or offense. Her role in the God Killer War was as an advisor to the council on matters of ethics and morality, while they contemplated how best to deal with the overwhelming power they faced. Her calm and steady arguments helped shelve many disproportional responses that were proposed to deal with Grix and his followers during the conflict. Don't even have the game. Just begin hearing people talk about it. Also get tired of all the little and join just to run from fights. Oh, that sucks. Well, so if they run from the fights, do you get anything about it or out of it? All right, and if I move this, yeah, put that note in. Let's column. A little bit of column B for that note. Nope, they run around. Oh, they just run around the map. Oh, that sucks. Let's see. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's too bad they couldn't find a way for you to stop them, though. Like I was saying, it. Yeah, well, I don't know enough about the game. Maybe they will put something in there so people don't just run around like dorks. Maybe. Imagine if you could do that in Magic the Gathering. Just run around the arena. Can't get me. And the word shelve has an extra E at the end, doesn't it? Let's make that look like a real word. Disproportional responsibility proposed to deal with Grix and its followers into conflict. She mourns her brother this day, is rumored to visit his burial mound on the anniversary of his death in the guise of an old mortal woman. Okay, I can remove that. Okay. And another does not have a 4 in it. I don't know how I ended up. Somehow I hit the 4. So ANOTH4ER. And boop. Hmm. Oh, good job. Interesting. All right. Spelling is hard. Well, it's really hard if you're hitting extra keys. It kind of makes it a little more difficult. Smidge. Let's see. A smidge. Like fish. Very nice. Yeah. That one in there. Wonder if that would work. Just trying to think through something. Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so we've got Aig, Ari, Esa, Rim, Ori, Sikor, the Divine Sparks. Thought I had another Godkin out here. Well, we'll keep that on the back burner here. All right, I'm going to attempt to not kick anything over here. Ow. Ah. Only because all the iterations of that username were taken on Twitter, I had to get creative with the spelling. Luckily, it carried over to YouTube and Discord. Well, and now everybody sees it all the time, and we'll see it forevermore. Forever! Until they change the next thing. I keep seeing notes where people are saying that YouTube's completely changing. They're breaking it up into 3 separate teams overseeing different parts of it. I was like, well, that'll be interesting to see where that goes. The best therapist. From me. Ha! I get your joke there, Shadow Warden. Oh no, I just legitimately suck at spelling. I was confused. There was somebody who was ranting about somebody's story online, and they said, oh, it's really dumb. It's got spelling errors and all this crap. Excuse me. Oh, yawning. I just had coffee and I'm yawning. And they were talking about it, and I'm sitting there thinking, wait a second. This person who I've read some of their stuff because they put some of it on another server I was on for people to read. I was like, they did not use an editor. And it was along the lines of the writing thing, not quite as bad as some of the stuff we've chatted about before, Chrysanth. It was, the tallest person in town because he was tall as a tree, the tallest that there was because he wasn't short. Not quite that level of stuff, but it was very similar. It was just statements trying to be like, he was the darkest person in the room, not because of his skin, but because of the aura that clung to him that made everybody nervous, but made the women excited. And I was like, okay. So all you're doing is telling me stuff. You're not showing anything, and you're not showing how anybody else is reacting. And they're just went on and on about that whole thing. And then they were literally talking about how somebody else's book was really poorly written. It had bad dialogue and bad this and everything. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, there is something to, not being able to see the forest through the trees, or take the timber out of your own eye before you help your brother with the splinter in his. Is that how it goes? Something like that. So when I pick on people's stuff, I'm like, yeah, I know I tend to overuse certain things. And when my editor sees them, she's like, oh, you did it again. Oh, you did it again. Oh, this is kludgy. So I realize it, but I still feel like, I'm happy to criticize stuff because I'm a jerk. Luckily, none of them have had any like me writing the word another with a 4 in it. Nobody's been quite that bad. Some call them cookies. Munchies, okay. Yeah, she's brutal and she's awesome that way. She's very specific. She's also great when she likes something. She's like, no, that's really good. She's fantastic at literary criticism, so it really helps that she's widely read, but also can get into people's style and figure it out relatively quickly. Like she could, if she wanted, go write something in the style of whatever author. It would, take her a while to do it because it would be difficult to just mimic. It's not like Master Forger level instantaneous work. But she can mimic their styles and figure things out really quickly. And so once she figures out how I write, she's like, no, you have very unique style. I think you're probably going this direction. You do this, you do that. Very honest. And sometimes she'll even say, do you want me to, just give edits, or do you want the whole shebang? Do you just want grammar? And I'm like, no, tell me everything. It's fun. Takes a little while sometimes because it's a lot of work, but I would have it no other way. That's why I mess with the image. Exactly. It has nothing to do with all this being copyrighted, private, trademarked, blah, blah, blah work, all that stuff. Nope. Nothing, Dave. Hello, Dave. Hey, Dave, how did Drunken Pickleball go, by the way? When I was in college, heading down campus took the main road through the campus and turned and went up this one hill, which is coincidentally the hill that I ended up breaking my ankle on, or destroying my ankle on late at night one night. At the bottom of that corner, because it was an intersection of some big streets and it went off towards the Union, it was near the science part of the campus, it was near a lot of the other technical parts and the math and everything. There were a lot of people going through that area. There was a cookie stand there and they sold those cookies. So because I think those cookies have been around late 70s. I think they've been around since late 70s. I don't know when they got big and they became like a national brand, or if they were a national brand right away. But they had a little cart there. It was a little cookie and drink cart. And that's what they sold there. Cookies and drinks. Blind Dartball. That's what it was. Sorry. I thought it was Drunken Pickleball. I just heard what I wanted to hear. Yeah, I know you had your eyes checked and all that. So hopefully nobody got darted. Had them in high school too. Ah, there you go. You've never been drunk? I don't know. I don't know, Dave. Blind drunk, maybe? Sorry, I got something in my eye here. I'm trying very hard to just rub around the edge of it. Even though I can't really hurt this eye, but it would take a lot of doing to actually injure this eye any more than it already is. All right, let's see. We're going down to this. That's just a plain old NPC. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else here I need to put into the Godkin. Nope, not them. All right, there we go. Actually threw your first over 500 and through 625. Oh, nice. So you should get your eyes checked more often. Hey! I'm one of those people. Or let's see here. Wouldn't make the sense to have anybody Godkin in terms of Senna, because she died, and it would be weird to have somebody that's her legacy out there, really. But definitely Kika would probably have something to do with something like that. I'm trying to think what her kind of a creature turn into. I'll think about that. You saw it coming. Ba-ba. Is that the like the old joke? I see, said the blind man who picked up his hammer and saw. Just saying. And that guy is a counterpart. Where's my other document here? Where's my folder? Ah, I do wish that I could change the background of these Windows Explorer windows sometimes, because they're just still a little bit bright. Especially if my eyes are bothering me. Ah. All right, move that down. Woof. That's some brightness. It's the brightest. Oh, I gotta check. Nope, that's not where I'm going. I'm in too many chats, I think. Oh my gosh. There we go. I'll send that message. I got it. I see it said the blind guy after he found the light switch. But that's not as pithy. Nope, I can spell all the words. Right. Bam. What is this one? And says better just prefer it. Well, why would you prefer the inferior joke? Saying. Do 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 do. Oh, by the way, Chrysanth, I was gonna let you know, that whole fun, weird drama thing of people saying inappropriate stuff to work. It all got resolved. People are gonna take some training, evidently. Which is what it went down to. There were some other interesting things said by people here and there. And one person said, somebody who is influentially important pointed out to everybody who's in charge of people, when people post all the photos of the day, like, because everybody's taking pictures, everybody in costumes, and, you know, everybody walking around the office and doing all the Halloween stuff, just look through them and let us know if you see anything that we might want to talk to a certain person about. Maybe they don't want to have shown. For background, let's just say one of the people in my office decided she was going to come to the Halloween thing in a cosplay-ish outfit that didn't leave much to the imagination, but and she's curvaceous. And somebody made some really super inappropriate comments in a work Slack channel, but not a work Slack channel, and it was a very public channel in work on Slack. And they got talked to. Let's just say. And that's all we'll say about it. Because there's all kinds of legal stuff involved. So, regardless of that, I'm working on some more Godkin, but I think I might be hopping over to a new one because I don't want to put any more stuff down around about that guy because he's crazy. The death of costumes for Halloween. Yeah, well, there's a reason that we no longer have 4 o'clock Friday beers at work. Because some people cannot handle responsibility as an adult. Bum, ba-da-da-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Yes, I've been alive long enough to mention nothing about any of that. This over here and close that off. All right, that one is there. Let me I close my thesaurus again. There we go. All right, there we go. Dark mode for the page. Can't handle being an adult. There we go. I need to note this here. I think I put this down in the other section of the book. I did. Oops, the wrong one. Over here. That is in the factions and peoples. Okay, there, I'm set. Costume parties are great and should happen every day. I'm in a costume right now. I appear quite human. Hello, fellow mortals. By the way, it is like 53. It's starting to get a little dark, so it's probably dropped, but it was 52, 53. It was beautiful out here today. Just very windy, but once the wind died down, really nice. Great costume. Everybody knows that I'm totally normal. Nope. Nobody would know that if it were true. See? Yeah, I did that. Totally not real, is real, whatever. Sorta not. Because then if I bring... I gotta go down here into a different section to look at this really quickly. There's the people. Where's this at? Points of contention? No, there's the... Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to decide if I want to make... Because there's another section here that I had another guy in here, but I can't remember where I put him. I could have sworn I had another creature that was in the Azure Kingdom. Vis-a-vis. Yeah. I think because there was this guy named Vis-a-vis. Tomb of Vis-a-vis, one time scribe of the gods is one of there is. Oops. I don't want to write this. Okay, there we go. I don't need this comma. Okay. Let's go back to the Godkin and put this entry in there. He'll be here. What is this set to? Unique, powerful, near immortal being created. Oops. All right. Just like nobody knows I'm a saint. Nobody knows you're a saint. Likewise, he was a pioneer in. I don't need to say he was again. We'll just say disowned. So I'm writing about Isavi, the one-time tribe and record keeper of the gods in antiquity. He's also kind of the founder of the Azure Kingdom, but he wasn't exactly the nicest being. He was very smart, but also very cold, very attached. Disowned by Orn once he took power and founded the Azure Kingdom. Just. I think, how would I put this? And the dangerous. Oops. His body and the dangerous collection of bones. See, how would I say it? How would priest found a way to seal both his body and the dangerous collection of tomes? Writing yourself in a story. Yeah, totally me. Very smart, very cold, mean. Yeah, that's me. Yarp. I have no heart. Or something. Something like that. Oop, that didn't work. Why did that not work? Let me move this over here once. Is this going to work? Okay, that'll work. Oop, nope, that didn't. What are you doing to me? Why, game? Everything's a game to me. All right, we're going to open this. Oh, wait, no, we'll save this as. Where do I want to put this? There we go. That's hilarious. I'm taking a screenshot of a note that I made to myself because I wanted to have a note of it. And it gave it a name of something Discord. And the screenshot I had nothing to do with Discord. It was a note in a Word document. So yay. These are kind of blurbs. Kind of right now they're going over the basics of each godkin, their what they're known for, and a little bit of like if there's a lineage there. Like for Ari and Asa, literally for them, it's a son and daughter of Xander, the god of light and justice, and his mortal consort Valentina. These two embody the dual facets of his nature. The entry for Ari is the male twin called Giant's Bane by some. He is a steely eye and swift hand of divine justice. Killed by Grix during the God Killer War, his legacy shines through in the order of knights that try to carry on his work to this day. And that's all I'm putting in this entry. Now, when you go over into the Caustic Strand, you'll find out over in his area, there is, in fact, a whole entry on Elysium, which is the city named after him. And out here near these hills is where his burial mound is with all the giants and all the other creatures that he killed while they tried to stop, and they did stop the army from marching all the way up to Silvermound and Starkad. So he succeeded, but at the cost of his own life. And that is basically this entry, and then you can find him in other places. So that's how it works. And I'm trying not to go too deep into them yet, but we'll see. So for Isavi, unique and powerful near immortal being created by Orin for the sole purpose of cataloging and keeping the knowledge of the gods, Isavi was responsible for cataloging a great deal for we'll say recording a great deal of the history of the early godlands before his death. Likewise, he was a pioneer in research into the forbidden arts of the Keepers, disowned by Orin once he took power and founded the Azure Kingdom. Founded the Azure Kingdom. He ruled for more than 2 centuries until his own people turned against him. His rebellious priest found a way to seal both his body. Oops. Yeah. His body and the dangerous collection of tomes he'd authored beyond the reach of mortals by using snippets of the Keeper's magic to the tomb. My phone that dinged. Okay. Not a confine. It's not a Influence. Okay, we'll say Grix was rumored to have entered the tomb All right, his rebellious priest found a way to seal both his body and the dangerous collection of tomes he'd authored beyond the reach of mortals by using snippets of the Keeper's magic to erect a tomb within the influence of one of their ancient vaults. Grix was rumored to have entered the tomb prior to the God Killer War, though none witnessed him leaving. I will say instead, and though none witnessed him leaving, I believe he plundered for secrets and forbidden lore. Okay. Yep. So this will be fun because then one of the other places that Grix went when he was looking for these things that would help him create the God Killer weapon, his breath weapon, was let's see. I think it's in Kais. Oh, somebody's arguing. I'll have to go check on him in a little bit here because I put a new scratching thing up there, which if you've heard them rhythmically like pounding on the floor, it's got like a top piece, a bottom piece, and then another bottom piece. So it's a long scratching post. They can just scratch it all up, but it has little runners in it. And in one of the runners, there's a little ball with a bell that they can bat back and forth. And the other one, there's one of those little seesaw hard ball that's like got that catnipy type stuff in it. They managed to dig that thing out right away and run it all over the floor. But somehow today, they knocked they have one of those big donut things. The thing I had down here for the cats that they almost never use, the big felt dome. It looked like a big gray felt donut with a flat piece in the center, bisecting the hole. So there's a place for a cat to sit on in a little hole. And it has an interior space they can run around in, and it's zipped shut. Big, heavy duty thing, easy to move for a cat. They moved it all the way across the room and plopped it right on top of the scratching post. So it's laying there, and anybody who goes to the scratching post goes near that. And occasionally one of the cats who was in it is like, oh yeah, you're coming near my thing? They'll like start fighting. And I think that's what they just did. So they're good. Lay out the journey of Grix. Well, the journey of Grix is going to be interesting because that might be part of an adventure at some point. There may be some adventure steps and things that to kind of follow some of that. So Erudia is going to help lay some of that stuff out. He'll do a journey to Mordor type thing. One does not simply walk into Kais. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. There we go. It is, yeah, Kais. Edifice, blah, blah, blah. I have it as, okay, yeah, there it is. Kais. Because this is where his place is, but nobody can really go to Kais because there is a keeper vault near it. And they defeated him, his own priests, and everybody defeated Isavi and entombed his body here with all his heretical, horrible works. right near that thing within its sphere. So mortals can't really get in there. But Rick's found a way because he's not mortal. Well, he just kind of wandered on through there, took what he wanted, and left. Cat fights. Hey, Cajun Corey. Uh-huh. And you wonder why people don't think you're a saint, Dave. What is this? And floop, 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 floop. Here we go. I wonder if I do have a note on that. Okay, good. I don't have to re-note it. And that's Kahis. And the other entry for that, he'll be down here. All right. Sole purpose of the catalog, keeping the knowledge of the gods. Let's read through this one more time. Isavi was responsible for recording a great deal of the history of the early goblins before his death. We'll say before his death, before his... We'll say before he betrayed Orin's trust. Let's say a pioneer in researching the forbidden arts of the keeper. He was disowned by Orin once he took power for himself and founded the Edric Kingdom, where he ruled for more than 2 centuries until his own people turned against him. His rebellious priest found a way to seal both his body and the dangerous collection of tomes he'd authored beyond the reach of mortals by using snippets of the keeper's magic to erect a tomb within the influence of one of their ancient vaults. Grix was rumored to have entered the tomb prior to the God Killer War, and though none witnessed him leaving, they believe he plundered Isavi's texts for secret and forbidden lore. There we go. Hello, Paul. Because you wear your costume well. Yeah. Yeah, I got my costume totally all ready. Costume is me, but with blue lenses. I'm gonna scare everybody. Oh, I probably already did because I took it off. Ah, I'm sorry. Being through shared efforts. All right, I'm gonna write a little better about Moira. I'm gonna make her entry sound a little more fitting because prose I was using was pretty blah. Mordecai and Arintha coaxed Mori into being through shared efforts, extolling her to go forth and remind mortals of their place in the divine scheme. Not as profound a mantle as the Herald of Death, Mordecai's official psychopomp. This being is a subtle creature. Subtle creature whose presence is rarely noticed, but often felt. is the spirit of the foreknowledge of mortality. He's tasked with helping shepherd the lost but non-malevolent dead to their proper places, as well as a voice of conscience in the heads of the sentient undead, reminding them that they do not belong amongst the living. Costume? Oops. Earned trader, that one did. I say seal his ashes in a shoebox that gets placed in Chrysanthemum's closet. Shoebox, you say? Oop, I just heard a loud clunk at the back patio door. I'm hoping it wasn't a bird. I better go check. With any luck, it was one of the cats doing this going. Let me check really quickly. If the bird, I'm going to make sure it's not dead. Okay. It was Benji. He will be coming to visit here soon. He was pounding at the door because the girls were outside annoying him. Because he's a calm cat, and they get a little frantic and run around and stuff. Especially since he doesn't know them that well, since they're wild cats. And so, once he gets done scarfing down some food over there, he will show up over here again, and he will cause me no end of trouble until he wants to go out suddenly. Like normal. Put the trader where Erudia gets put when he angers the flower. I don't know where that is. When he's on a bird for comedy. Yeah, I didn't see a bird. I think it was literally just them having an argument. I guess. So much for me not having any cats down here. Right when I opened the door to see what he wanted, he ran in. April, that wildcat who won't let me really necessarily pick her up or anything, ran right in. I'm like, since when do you come into the house? And then I went and grabbed a couple cans of food and took them outside, and they're both like, ah, they ran back outside. And then when I came back in, that's when Benji's like, I've had enough of those girls out there. He was grumpy. He's a grumpy young cat. All right. Cool. The offspring of Grix and Davila, Grix never knew of this being's existence, as Davila hid him from his father and sequestered him deep within her temples in Kadesh. Selfish beings, he collects secrets and hoards them, using them as leverage if necessary, but keeps them as a dragon keeps treasure, not caring as to the why he desires them, only caring that he has them. Also known as the Lord of the Cup, the drunken godkin, a patron of alcoholic excess, and loose lips. He's believed to use alcohol to pry secrets from the lips of any and all for his own collection. I think I'm going to change the way I worded this. He sells the use of alcohol in the cards for all so as to make it easier for him to pry secrets from the lips of mortals and near mortals alike for his own collection. Okay, there we go. Sad that it wasn't a bird. Nope, no birds today. No blue jays or anything flomped on the patio back there. Courage is the use of alcohol in the cards for all so as to make it easier for him to pry secrets from the lips of mortals and near mortals alike for his own collection. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. What, Benji? He's just over there. He just in the middle of eating, all of a sudden he just lets out a like a cat burp. I don't know what that was. We'll see when he comes over and says hi to me. Problem I have is after he eats wet food and comes over and visits, he doesn't always clean his face off really well. So he comes on over and I'm like, not only do you smell like wet cat food, you got it all over you. Occasionally I have to wipe his little face off because otherwise he'll just sit here on my lap and take a bath. And then I get to go change sweatpants. Yay for me. Oh, another message. Wait. Can a cat burp? I have no idea if cats can burp. I don't know, man. That's a good thing to check out online. Just don't ask AI because it'll make up something. Bumpa. All right. And okay, I see what that message. You people. Oh, I said it again, didn't I? I mean, you fine folk. Wait. Oh, hey, did anybody take a peek in the food channel at the wonderful thing that I found on X? Makes you want some hot dogs, I know. Witness with an R. Wait. Witness. Give on. Alka-Seltzer, that's what people would give seagulls to watch them blow up. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that to my cats. I'm not saying that my cousins, when they were young and reckless, did such things, but it's possible that my cousins, when they were young and reckless, did such things and got into some trouble from their mom when she heard that they were doing things like that. And I have no idea if it actually did anything to the birds, but, you know, they said it did. I'm like, did it really? Did it really? Did it really? Oh, it's fine. There we go. Oh, I want that. Okay, wait a second. Let me figure out why that won't edit. There we go. Now it will edit. Sometimes computers just do the dumbest things. Nasty, yeah. Never feed a-hole birds rice or anything that could be bad for them. Okay. I don't believe you. Or do I? Amped is not a word. Huh. Okay. Why did that not work? The internet is just amazing today. It's the best. Okay, I saved it out. Oh, there it is. Okay, it just took a while. Nor if I hit them with the armored truck while working. Ah, you seen those hot dogs before? AI says urban legend, so 100% proven fact. No! Oh, okay. People are weird. People are weird. Did you guys know that? Nope. I'm just going to say nope to that. I'm not even going to let you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying nope. People? Weird? You're pulling my leg. Yep. And how? All right. So I just saw President Trump putting a candy bar on a kid's head again. That's kind of fun. All right. And you want chicken legs? Sounds tasty right now. You know what? Chickens are birds. Maybe one flew into a window. Huh? Maybe not. Maybe not. Probably not. All right. What did this do? Did this actually work or do anything? Weird. You're heading out? All right, Dave, you head out. I will hopefully see you in our game tonight. If Erudia is awake and doesn't have to go into work, all that stuff. All that did was give me the burps because I may have chugged the pop. Well, that will do it. That will do it. Gotta be careful. Clunkety, clunkety, clunkety goes the cats. Go, cats, go. They're having so much fun up there. Well, I won't deny that they're enjoying their new scratching post. All right. Benji, what are you doing over there? One thing I have to be careful about with Benji down here is I have a roll of screen material that's it's the kind that can't be ripped by claws for cat scratching and dog scratching on it. It's the unbreakable stuff, and it's a massive roll. It's like, you know, this big around on a big cardboard tube for doing screen doors and stuff. It's sitting over there, and I've taken it and leaned it against the side of the weight machine because he loves going up and playing with it. And I heard a noise. Sometimes he starts playing around with it. I do not want that thing rolling onto him because it will squish him. It weighs 10 times as much as he does. So he's not near it right now, so he's safe at the moment. Fortunately killed a possum last night coming home from work yesterday. Ran out in front of my truck. Yeah, that sucks. Those little guys aren't all that aware and or bright sometimes. Ugh. Sadly. That is funny. Wow. People are weird. All right, there we go. Now that I've got that saved off, I can open this up and see what the heck that was all about. Hey, buddy. Are you coming over finally, or what are you doing here? Benji, are you okay? You're turning around and going the other way. Whatever. Sometimes he's incredibly needy. Sometimes he just doesn't care. Oh, fun times. Do you think so? In terms of Godkin and stuff, I've made, the twins. I've made a few creatures like Aig and Brim. We have Mori, who's kind of like a mini version of a psychopomp, but not really as powerful. What other kind of Godkin do you think would be cool to have? Because I could make some more like unpleasant ones. I think it'd be kind of interesting to have one that's from Zirath, who is the god of war and fire, and see what kind of form that would take. Would it be like a because he's not necessarily evil, but he is incredibly warlike and violent, and fire is his thing. Would it be like a fire giant, a big fire lion? Would it be an elemental creature? would we do something that's based on one or the other? Maybe it's just somebody who is a consummate warrior, could be a great warrior, could be something that literally just has to do with fire and not with war. I mean, I have a patron that was created in the name of a cult of Zerath, but it's a patron. It's not really a godkin, so to speak. It could be one if I wanted to change it out, but it's a stationary creature that is in an area, and it wasn't quite made by the gods, really. So that's an iffy one. Yep, that's why I have like Aig, and I have a few other creatures like that in here, because they're like, from other people's perspective, they're like, this is a pet of the goddess, or this is an avatar or an idea or whatever. Because while I don't really care for Japanese mythology with all the fox and whatever creature peoples and stuff like that, it's just so weird. The idea of a blessed or cursed creature that is just a creature is always fun. They're really good to use in adventures. They're a lot of fun as a plot point. So I thought about this because if you've ever read the books by what's his name? Sadler? The Casca, the Eternal Warrior. He's the Roman soldier who speared Christ in the side, who was basically cursed to be a warrior until Christ came back, and so he's technically immortal. Good series of just really pulpy books. It's a fun idea to come back to. You want to go full war, you could possibly do something about a god couldn't focus on dealing with the aftermath of the war, recover ash after war and fire. Yeah, my mind is kind of running around in those lanes somewhere. Well, I don't think it would make sense to have something antithetical to his beliefs. It would be interesting to have something that is about the result, if that makes sense. By the way, am I cutting out today? I haven't heard anybody say anything, but am I cutting out today? I'm trying to determine if it is video or if it's the way I'm talking or what. Because if I'm still cutting out, then it's just my setup. You just lay down over there. Okay, well, that's one way to do it. Good job, buddy. Nope, not cutting out today. It's got to be video then. There's got to be a noise filter or a limiter or something in there. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works out. Metal Master on his face. Well, we don't want to make him too much like Grix. Him sort of like Grix. That is goofy. Kind of funny, but goofy. There you are, buddy. Hi. Hello, Benji. Come here. Did you guys hear his little roo, meow? Hi. Are you a happy guy now because you got a belly full of food? You gonna come up? Come here. Come on. Everybody wants to say hi to the Benjamin face. Hello, Benji face. You want to say hi? No, you just want to walk on my keyboard, don't you? You just want to walk on my keyboard, don't you? You can't. You got to lay in my lap. Just like your brother and your mom and all the other cats who lay in my lap all the time. You lay down? No, that's us on the screen. He's looking at us in OBS. And it's like, who are those people? Who are those jerks? I'll get them. Yeah, lay down. Have a rest. Hi. Yes, you're purring up a storm. I know. Because you're such a happy guy. You could lay down, though. Here, come on, lay down. Lay your little head down. There you go. Good boy. Scars open and close on his body, feeling blowing blood across the battlefield. So mean, so gross. Why can't it be like a happy-go-lucky war creature? You know, lollipops and war. No? Maybe that doesn't go together. How you doing, buddy? You're getting your winter fur in now, too. Calvino is like super duper like mink soft right now and big fluffy fur. And Benji is a muscly little bony cat. And his fur is even getting kind of that minky floof. They get such thick coats in the winter. Don't you? Yeah. What? Yeah, I know you want some more petting. Okay, I'll pet you. Metal! He does have a big floofy tail. He actually got the burrs out of it today. I'm so proud of him because normally he'll just leave him in there and be like a complete dork. And then I'll try and take the brush to it, and he will kindly say, "No, sir. No burrs for me." Some of the stuff that you are you're saying is related to one of the undergods that I have written up. And because the undergods are the direct opposites of the regular gods. So some of the stuff you're saying there is applicable to one of them. I also I wrote up some more stuff about the Vulcan, his counterpart, because he forges with cold and ice. He's all about stagnation, destruction, and ignorance, freezing progress, stymieing creativity, unlike Vulcan, who is all about innovation, creation, fire, sparks of divine sparks, and all that. So I'm having fun with those. War never changes. What? Yes, you're drooling all over the place, just like your Uncle Wolfie. Yeah, can I type now? I'm done petting you for the moment, right? I can type? Okay, good. Yay, I can type. Okay, yeah. Yes, good boy. Snuggle down there. It's so difficult to get him calmed down because once I pat him on the head or like pick him up or he hops on my lap, he just wants to be petted constantly forever and ever and ever. And I have to kind of slowly just pet him a little lighter and then move a hand and go do something else and let him relax and let him come back to it. Hi. Yeah, you're a purr monster. Yes, you are. I want to put you up by the what do you call it, microphone, so everybody can hear you purring, but I also want to move you because you get all excited again. Always winter, never Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, the undergods will be completely different than their counterparts, so they'll be complete opposites. So it totally makes sense that some of them will be very interesting. The direct counterpart to Grix, the direct counterpart to Xerath. Yeah, just relax. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, inchworm. He's like inching like an inchworm across my lap to try and get over here. Hi, buddy. All right. So where was my other note here, buddy? Where was it? Oh, I have it in the other document. Yes, I do. Okay, good. I don't have to put it here then. Yeah, just snuggle your head up to things. Good boy. It's amazing. He is like half the size and weight of Calvino. So when he's on my lap, it's basically just this warm little fluff. as opposed to a warm little fluff. Right? Right. He's like, what are you talking about? Just a warm little fluff. He's just a warm little fluff, sir. Nothing to see here. Right. All right. Okay. Boop. All right. You're okay, buddy? All right. Now I can go back to typing because you've calmed down. Good for me. All right. So, I wonder if I put this character in here. If I add You're a good boy. Yes, you are. No, you don't get to be a character in here, Benji. No. You don't get to be a mean monster creature, beloved of the gods. You just get to be Benji somewhere. Maybe we'll put you in the cat market. Maybe you'll get to be a cat market cat. If I were to put this person here, I wonder if Hi. Hello. Buddy, come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. You need a snuggle, don't you? You need a big old snuggle. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't sit still for anything. Hey. Uh-huh. Antigrix flies now with massive form. Hi, pals. How's it going? I sure do love all the gods. Oh, man. Do you think Antigrix would have, oh, what? A Ralphie Wiggum voice? I'm in danger. Jimmy from Cthulhu. Hey, buddy. Are you comfy now? There you go. Now you're snuggled down. Okay. All right. That one's good. Yeah, just relax. It's fine. You can be just a calm kitty sitting on my lap, just like your brother does. You don't have to be active the whole time. All right, we got that one down. I have Zira Cyan. Could be an aftermath of war, could be an aftermath of fire, could be an eternal warrior. What? Hi. Hi, buddy. Yes, you're a good boy. You want more scratches? What you doing down there? Hi. No, that's my armrest or my handrest. I need that. Hi. Okay. What? Are you just gonna hide? Oh, gosh, he's hiding in my hand. How am I supposed to type while you're doing this, buddy? You're adorable and happy. Dork. Or denial. Jimmy in denial and delusional. But he did live. He did live. Let's see. We've got Oriel. We've got Ika. We've got Nya. We'll do something with Nya or Arendor. Having something would be kind of cool. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, buddy. Good boy. He's all comfy now. You stay right there and just enjoy the time. Enjoy sitting on my lap like a little flump. Let's see, Oreo. The other thing I was writing down. That one. That one. I thought of a fourth one. Yes, thank you for getting drool all over me. Nothing I like more than cat drool. It's my favorite. Did the undergods mess with the counter Grix and lock him away in the same way the counter Grix is the only good god? I would have to find out because this is after Grix started doing really bad stuff. So it's possible that that part did not happen because they were created and they had their own way of doing things before the end of the war. So their good Grix might have not gotten a chance to do anything good, but it's possible he's locked away, kind of like a Bizarro Superman type thing. He was persecuted by an unjust world. Yeah, and I had my other characters ready for Clay. I expected Clay to die a couple of those times. I'm like, oh, I expected death to come on little yellow kitten feet and come for him. And he was close more than once. I mean, he stood in the path of a grenade for one character and took a major wound and managed to survive the rest of that scene. I was like, oh, okay. I'm surprised. He didn't even have that great of a constitution. I just got kind of lucky. All right, we got Oriel, we got Arendor, we got her and him. All right, almost called you Calvino, Benji. I'm so sorry. I need to think here. I need my hands to think. What? You see the little paw come up there? Hi, are you just rolling around like a little muffin? Oof. You're a floof muffin. Good job. All right. If I put, because there's some other epic kind of creatures that aren't quite godkin, I think I'll put them in the NPC category because they're not quite to the level of a godkin. But they're neat. They're unique. How about that? Hi. Yes, you're unique, Benji. I said unique, and he's just like snaps his head up and looks at me. Yes, you're totally unique, buddy. Yeah, don't scratch my... Oh, wow. That was quite a yawn. Scratch my keyboard. Thank you. Did you guys... I'm trying to remember. Did you guys get... Was the question I was going to ask? Did you guys get all your questions answered last night? That's what it was. I'm glad we're talking about the multi-classing, quite honestly, because it's something I think could actually be pretty fun draw to the system, like a different way of approaching that, not just like a way to say, hey, stop multi-classing and like making these weird classes, but to make it mean something the other way around. Like, hey, it means something when you take this class, and it means something if you stick with it, rather than what's the point? And make it narrative. Like in a lot of my games, and I'll suggest to Erudia that we can put like something like this in a sidebar, like one of those notes as a suggestion, not like an optional rule, but like an idea. Because usually in my games, when somebody levels up, when people hit a milestone in like a storytelling system or whatever, try to create some kind of a role-playing reason for things going on. And occasionally, even if they're in the middle of an adventure and crazy things are happening, then they can't like have a super downtime, that there is some sort of a story or role-playing reason. Oh, you're making me yawn. I'm sleepy, Benji. Role-playing reason or something like that for the sudden influx of knowledge or power or a shift in some way of thinking that would make it make sense to be like, oh, this is why you got a little more powerful. Because, I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense ever. But that's one of the concessions of a role-playing game, is it doesn't always make sense when you level up. But trying to make it, at least in the game world, make a little more sense. Why you doing all this stuff, you gain a level and get new powers and do stuff, whereas a farmer is just like, I've been farming for 29 years, and I've learned how to make barley grow pretty well. But they haven't done anything extra special. They haven't gained any special feats or done anything. It's just, farming just doesn't do it, I guess. You didn't have questions, Dragon? I prefer that kind of narrative thing. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's enjoyable. Enjoyable. I'm to the point where I'm just cat petting right now. I'm mulling things over and taking notes in my head since I can't type. I'm like the evil villain at the moment with the cat in my lap. Yes. Yeah, Benji, it's okay. It's kitties upstairs, remember? You know, when they run around and you don't like it, you go outside because you can't stand them running around like dorks. Because you're mostly calm. Unless you get a little wild hair up your butt and you decide you're just going to go zooming across the driveway and then clamber up a tree 20, 30 feet in the air, like in a second or two. Like a puma. A puma, I say. Yep, that's you on the screen. Only a little. Oh, you're not showing yourself. We're a little tiny fluff, right here. We're a little tiny fluff right there. Right here. Come here. You come up here. There's a little fluff for you. Come here. Yeah, see, that's your paw. Well, you got to come up here to get on screen if you want to be visible. If you want to be a big name, you want to be a name brand streamer, you got to stick your face on the screen, boy. In the case of casters, it would make sense, but martial classes should only be able to get so powerful immediately. Yeah, well, in the casters, too, that's another thing that I can't remember if Erudia pointed that out or not, so I'm not going to say it out loud, but there are some other things about casters that are restrictions as well. But most of the time for like fighters and other martial classes, it's kind of a culmination and an epiphany moment. They have a switch flipped in their head where they're suddenly like, oh, I suddenly know how to do the double eagle stab. Oh my goodness, I've unlocked it in my brain. I practice and practice and practice, and I finally, after doing it so many times, I can do it without thinking. Which is fun. Did you get the white crane maneuver or whatever? If done properly, no defense. Hi. What? He is so insistent. Look at his little paws come up. He's just like, why did you stop petting me? Yeah. Good boy. Hi. Come here. Come here. I gotta move you again because you're being a little floof. There you go, buddy. Now, I don't know if you could hear any of that because the mic didn't even seem to go off while he was purring. Were you purring? Did you stop purring as soon as I put you near the microphone? What did you do? Did you? No, you don't. Have you heard of VTubers? They're massive. Hey, you could be a VTuber cat. You could be hidden. Hidden forever, Benji. Look, he's a liquid cat, by the way. He just does this kind of stuff. He can wiggle out of anything. He's like a little cat worm. Furry boy. He's got a gravelly little purr, but it's such a happy purr when he's doing it. Oh, buddy, you got a huge burr on your tail. How did you? Okay, let me get that out of there for you. There you go. Anyway, now I'm thinking about this. There's one other. Oh, I know what it was. It was Kika. That's who it was. The other one I mentioned in my head and I didn't write down. Oh, buddy, you're falling off my lap. Speaking of being a little worm cat, my goodness, you are such a. I need some cat Ritalin stat. Hi. I just saw what you did, buddy. I wasn't paying attention for part of that. I heard him make a noise over here while he was sitting on my lap and I was talking to you guys. Can't really see it. I have one of these here as just a snack. It's a little tuna packet. There are two little bite marks right here. You didn't get through the foil to the actual tuna. You only got through the outside edge. This is not for you. You little jerk. Trying to eat my tuna snack. Oh yeah, this he loves being picked up for like a second or two and then he's done. Mr. Tuna attempted tuna thief. Let's see. I was talking about the God Can, talking about the multi-class stuff. Yeah, in one of the campaigns I ran, there were like pools that the dwarves had in their mountains and other areas and stuff that were very blessed special pools that they only certain dwarves could ever go and drink from. But these adventurers had become good friends with the Dwarven King, and because he had done him a great service, and he had them on the trail of something because they were trying to help him. And so they were venturing through the hills and mountains and islands and places where the dwarves had, had in the past all their hidden places and discovering them. And when they found them, they knew that drinking from one of them could give them insight and boost them. And every time they did it, they would get a little bit of a boon, which was basically, that was when they would level. And it was fun role playing because they had little interactions with themselves, kind of thinking about what they'd done and questions about what they had done and what they were interested in doing. So it kind of made sense. And usually they had an idea where they wanted to go with their character. So that was entertaining. But it also helped power up and level up the weapons they were using because they each had a unique item. Okay, yeah, he's licking the skin off my hand right now. Thanks, buddy. That's kind of fun, but that takes very specific world building, and that's not something I'd want to do here. This would be something that you would do in your own version of the world. Say, hey, there's keepers pools or something, and they had like this little tiny fragment of the divine spark of energy that was used to create or inspire, and those are what you level up with, or even the divine sparks, so something like that. Sneaky cat. So we got Oriel. I'm thinking about hers because I think we already have the Davila and Mordecai, Davila and Grix one. And we got Mordecai and Arintha having one. There's one in here that I don't think I mentioned. There was because there was another goddess who was an offspring of them. So that was Davila, who was Lastia, and Zerath. Or Zerath? I don't remember now. I have to go look. The caps lock on my keyboard. Why, buddy? So the Arendar one would be interesting to think about some kind of a big natural creature on land, because I've already got the water one with the the two great turtle islands. They're the beloved of Thalassia. It would be very interesting to see something that was beloved of Arendar. Something natural, something somewhat eternal, somewhat important in the grand scheme of, well, the world. I was almost thinking something benevolently entropic. I mean, it could just be a normal being, but it would be interesting if it were something unusual. I was thinking then immediately, like, there's an idea of there's a fungal thing that, you know, breaks stuff down. And it is, you know, a hive mind, and there are billions of them, but at any one point, one of them could become, you know, the spokesman or something. But Erudia's not specifically like a mushroom god or anything. He's all, you know, he's natural world and the natural progression. So that could be fun for just a creature. But I think having something a little more geared towards his domain overall. What is it, Benji? What? 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 Why are you so crazy? Every time you go crazy like that and decide to roll around, I get more holes in my leg. Thank you. Weird thing is that they're probably good gods that don't have a negative counter because they might have come up with a... Yeah. Oh, wow, buddy. That super, super duper hurt. Are you done with me? Okay. He's like, but I want to go. And he doesn't want to go. Okay, he wants to go outside. I'll be right back, everybody. He's had enough of this inside city living. He needs to get back out to the wilderness. Wilderness Benji. Let's go. All right, come on, Wilderness Benji. Come on, bud. You ready? The wilderness is calling. Come on. You coming through this way or are you going that way? Go this way. Come on. Come here, bud. Come here. Yep, Oh, I heard that. Somebody's doing something upstairs. I just heard the thunder of cat hooves. All right, Benji is happily outside with a can of food, getting set upon by the girls who wanted to come over and see what his food was all about, and he's growling at him. Yeah, enough of this inside shit. I gotta go to the wilderness. Wilderness is calling. The wilderness. The wilderness. What are we doing on time? Oh, shoot, it's time to go. All right, then. Oops. I'm going to get out of here, and I will talk to you all later. I'll be back doing this again on Tuesday. Join us tomorrow night over on Moonskull for Strange Eons, and it's Halloween. We're going to have fun. Hopefully he's not going to do anything Halloween-y to us. We'll see. Anyway, leave a like and a comment, please, and I will talk to you all later. So have a great night. Bye.